Excited to be here. I'm sure some of you have used Uber, Spotify, Netflix, and I think those three brands, they have in common one thing: they are extremely digital, mobile, and immediately available. I think that's the expectation that you have as a user today. Anything else that happens in branches with advisors and legacy systems that are really slow, as long as that is still in place, I think there's still an opportunity to improve your service offering. At the same time, I think you look at some customer-centric ecosystems. I've named a couple: Amazon, Alibaba, Tencent, or Apple. We could look at many others, but what do they have in common? I think they have successfully built an ecosystem around an extreme client-centric value proposition. If you talk to these guys, and I'm sure some of them have presented here or you met them, they put the client in the center of any of their activities. Single-click type of solutions is the key to their value proposition. And we could talk about the first three at great length, but let's look at one in a little bit more detail, and that is Apple. Where does Apple come from? It comes from hardware and computers. But then they realized, there are opportunities outside of that: music streaming or cloud services. And then recently, you look at Apple moving into financial services. And what they have done, I think they have leveraged an extremely successful ecosystem into financial services. And the success, Goldman Sachs CEO has described that as one of the most successful credit card launches in history. And then you have, with Apple Pay, 30 million users, which they generated in just 4 years. I mean, that's serious stuff. And I think, to me, it's an extremely good example of how financial services become contextual. You put a financial service into the context of another solution. It's not the bank out there that, by definition, is offering a loan or a payment or a card or whatever. That's not interesting. If you put it into the context of another ecosystem and solution, I think this is when financial services become truly valuable. Now, let's talk a little bit more holistically about those ecosystems. We could talk about mobility. Look at Uber. Uber Money was just launched. You could look at sustainability. Definitely the flavor of the month. And you look at Tomorrow, one of our partners that have a value proposition that basically, whenever you use a credit card, some money goes into the saving of the rainforest. You look at sports ecosystems where people actually love to spend money around, and it's very easy to offer an account or a credit or payment around the stadium when they go and spend money, and you give discounts at the tickets if they spend more money with you. So leverage your existing client relationships. You look at communications. Again, very simple to include a financial solution like a credit, a debit card, and maybe even account. You generate data and you tie your clients with you. I think all of these ecosystems are really have a tremendous opportunity to integrate financial solutions into their offering. What's crucial is it has to be in their look and feel and touch. You don't want to refer your client to a Commerzbank or to a Deutsche Bank for a specific financial solution. You want to have that one-click type of solution integrated in your value proposition. And you just need a little banking infrastructure in order to do that. And that little banking infrastructure, you have basically at least two options. Option one is you can become a bank yourself. That might be very interesting for some of the bankers who have nothing learned but banking. You need a lot of money, you need the regulatory experience, and you need a lot of time. Maybe you have all of three ingredients, good luck, and then build your bank, but it doesn't really add value to your value proposition. Your client could care less if you have a banking license or not. Your client wants a financial solution. And that financial solution you could actually realize with solarisBank. You can partner with us. solarisBank is basically the infrastructure provider in the background that allows you to integrate financial solutions into your ecosystem with APIs and a tech stack that is probably the best tech stack that is out there, definitely in Germany, maybe Europe. How it works? It's very simple. You connect to our platform, you contact me, you choose your services, and then you connect via API. For tech people, that's the normal thing to do. You look at our sandbox, you look what the endpoints are, you connect your tech lines to our tech lines, and you can already exchange information back and forth that includes financial solutions. A little bit more detailed, we offer right now 6 products. One is an account, so any type of account and payment you can integrate into your offering. Then we have debit cards with Visa and MasterCard. We have payment services. They are not your typical payment services that many companies have built very successful franchises. It's more like escrow accounts, virtual IBANs, or prepaid cards. We offer SME and consumer lending, so when you have an account, you might want to have a credit with that, either simple overdraft or maybe an installment loan. So I think that already gives you an idea about the modularity and the optionality that you have working with a modern tech stack. Obviously then digital identification, a KYC is necessary for any of those things that you're offering in the financial services world. So both on the retail and on the business side, a digital process, very quick, not the 2-3 week time process that it takes in a branch to open up an account. And then the blockchain banking, again, I think if you look a couple years forward, there will be many digital assets, and to integrate those into a financial solution, many examples that we could talk about. I could just name Bison, the trading app of Börse Stuttgart, which we realized, Bitwala, an opportunity where you can buy Bitcoin and soon other currencies. And there will be many more assets which are currently not on the blockchain that ultimately will end up and will become available. The nice thing with Solaris is you also benefit from the partners that we hook up with our APIs, and there's some examples, obviously Visa, MasterCard, but then FinTech systems for PSD2, ID Now for identification services, Schufa credit, IDEMIA credit cards. And whenever we add a partner, because we realize there's some great KYC solution out there that we can integrate, we integrate it and immediately becomes available to our partners, i.e. your brand and your end customers, because you're already connected via API. You might have to change a couple of the endpoints, but then you're immediately capable to use those type of solutions. I would say if you decide today that you want to start your own bank, 6 months from today you'll be live with your first customer. Any of those businesses can offer financial services to their end customers. A little bit of details towards solarisBank. A couple of examples that we have listed. We have more than 60. It's not the quantity that counts, it's the quality that matters. So scaling with our partners is more important than adding too many additional small ones. One example, Penta, you just seen Marco, a colleague from myself in the board 10 minutes ago. Obviously we serve them. Börse Stuttgart, we built their exchange. We support Bison and any other future digital assets that will be traded on that exchange will become available to our clients. Or Alipay, enabling those Chinese tourists that want to spend zillions in the expensive shops in Europe. That's a payment solution that we supply. Many other examples, and be assured exciting ones in the pipeline to go live in the next 6 months. The history, we're still a baby, 2016 founded, third full year, 2019, we're at 280 employees now. We have raised 95 million. Our shareholder base is a good mix of strategic and financial investors. Revenue-wise, we do not only scale very nicely with customers, with volumes and transactions, but we also we will double our revenues again this year to a number of about 15, 16, and we plan to double them again next year. So this is serious stuff, and obviously a very attractive growth rate. Basically, if you decide today that you want to be part of that journey, you can create a global digital ecosystem for financial services through Solaris. You don't have to bother about your own banking license, and you can be part of that change that we transform the financial services industry. Thank you very much.